Okay, so as promised, here's some information about the race that we're going to be doing. Now, this is the first time that I've ever done any sort of racing like this. I'll go over kind of the rules of the race, what the race is going to be. This is an endurance race, and this has always been something that I've wanted to do, but you know, it's kind of hard to get into racing if you've never done it before, especially here in Japan. This one here's the rules. I'll go over that in a second. I got here, this is the track that we're going to be doing it on. It's Mobara Twin Circuit. It's an 1100 meter kind of short course, pretty popular in Japan for drifting. But I think it makes a cool beginner's race event to get into. And what's cool about this is that it's not super strict. They don't have high requirements for the car. You can do whatever you want for aero and for engine, and there aren't very many classes. It's basically just a fun event. Here's just some pictures of drift cars. Wow! Copyright! This one here is just like the cars that entered. So it's kind of a small race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. You can see here what they have. Like there's an MRS that's racing, a Civic EG6, an S14, an S15, Celica, an S13. Looks like a lot of Silvias do this race. This is a March, the weirdest little car, but yep. And an S15. And so, considering we have a Roadster, it kind of looks like we've got the slowest car out of the batch, but being fast is not the most important thing at the beginning, just kind of learning how to do it. I got a video here of some guy doing a lap, but we'll get back to that. So just gonna, let's see. This one here is the rules. First off, it's 4 races per year, so it's a series, and you get points between each race, and then they add up for the total at the end. It's a 3-hour race, 3.5-hour race, 3.5-hour race, and 3-hour race. We're coming in the third race of, the second race of the season, so we won't be competitive with points. And I don't really understand how the points work, so I'm just going to let that pass for now. Entry fee is 38,000 yen. I'll pop on the screen for how much that costs in dollars, because we're doing the price of this in dollars. It says you can do a yearly fee of 140,000 yen, but we're just doing the one race here. Okay, so here's rules about how many people you can have in your team. You can have up to 20 people. You need to have at least 2 drivers, if not more. They recommend higher than 2 drivers per team for a 3.5-hour race. And no single driver can drive more than 1 hour continuously. I guess that's a safety thing. Okay, there's a qualifying heat. There are 2 of them. You need to have a different driver for each one, 10 minutes and 7 minutes. If you win the heat, you get points. So if you get first place in the heat, you get 20 points and so on. Like I said, I don't really understand. So we'll just leave that one at that. The race goes on for 3.5 hours. Something about driver team, blah, 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 blah. Anything else interesting here? Oh, this one I understand because there's pictures. You need to put your numbers on the side and on the hood and on the roof. Okay, so at the beginning of the day there's driver's meeting. The driver's meeting starts at 8:30. And what else do we got? The starting grid depends on your qualifying position. Before the race I'll show you a 5-second sign and what's this? These are penalties. So how many minutes that you, or seconds you have penalties for different things. Hopefully we don't have any penalties. I won't understand what any of the penalties are until we get them. And they actually put you into a penalty box. You have to sit there with your car for that amount of time. You can get yellow cards for doing bad things, but again, we don't know what they are. Something about the pit. You can't drive in reverse when you're in the pit. If you win... Oh, no, this one here is if you change drivers 3 times, then you get 3 minutes to refuel. If you change drivers more than 4 times, you get 2 minutes to refuel, and so there's a penalty for refueling. And so this gives an economical car a little bit of an advantage. Okay, I'm just going to kind of skim through the rest of this. Basically, you just drive around on the track for a bit. Here's the points. First place, you get 20 points. I guess. Here's the flags. This one here is if your car breaks down on the track. Hopefully we don't get that one. Okay. So that's kind of an outline of the rules. Let's have a look at the track here on the Google Maps. And so the starting line is right here. And so you get a kind of a small straightaway is your longest straightaway. It has a lot of corners for the length of the track. Especially this section here is very tight. And it means a slow speed track, but it's fairly narrow still. And not very many places to pass is what it looks like. This last corner is kind of creepy. You don't get to see the end of the corner until you get about midway through the corner and you've already decided which angle that you're going to hit it at. And then when you come along here, and this is what I'm mostly afraid of, here's the entry to the pits. And there's like a corner here that you can hit. And so if you do this final high-speed corner at a bad angle, you're going to end up hitting the wall here. And hopefully we don't crash the car because we want to do more than one race. Already showed you that one. Already showed you these cars. This picture here makes it look super fun. And here they are on the grid. Everybody's lined up. I want to win. No, I want to win. And your qualifying position, like the qualifying heat, dictates what position that you start from. So I guess this Civic is one of the fast ones, while this Celica is one of the slow ones. But we don't know exactly how slow that it is. We can look at the results though, and it says here 22 degrees. Okay, and so this is heat 1, heat 2, and the final race. So it looks like the fastest here was an MRS, and they completed 189 laps. Their best time was 51 and a half seconds on the lap. And then the slowest team, is the Celica. This March did not finish. So the Celica did 170 laps. That's 19 laps down from top. Their fastest lap was 56.7. Okay, and then a total of 8 people did this race. And this one here is the April, the first race of the 2019 season. Okay, I'll give you, this is kind of copyright infringement, but I'm going to show you a lap here. And it looks like they're driving in an NB Miata. So this is starting, the finish line is right here. This is the wall I was talking about. Okay. So fast first corner into a very slow second corner. This one here is downhill, and so the course has a lot of variation. I've been here for drift events before. This section here, you can see a lot of traffic in this section as well. This is one of the 2 fast corners, or like fast real corners. These ones up here are kind of, well, they're not as cornery of corners, if that makes sense. And this was back in 2011, so they've been doing this race for a bit. There's a Civic, here's a Starlet up here, Starlet Turbo. The Starlet Turbos make fantastic little race cars. And here's the final corner, and then you'll watch how close he is to the wall, maybe. Yikes! And let's just watch him pass these guys, because he seems to be one of the fastest on the track. Because if you're one of the slowest on the track, you're probably not going to put your videos onto YouTube. And yeah, to give credit, this is the YouTube channel Taka2210. You can check out some of the races. It looks like they post a lot of these videos. Look at this, the sticker on the back is for old people. It's the old people sign, that's pretty funny. Past that Starlet. What is that in front of it? The blue car. It looks like a Miata again. And so it looks like maybe Miatas in 2011 were popular cars for this race. It looks like nowadays it's mostly Silvios. Okay, so the race is in a couple of weeks now. Past that guy with the big wing on the back. Who does he think he is? He thinks he's pretty fast, actually. That's pretty good for a Miata. Whoa! A little bit sideways there. Okay. That's not it. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the race. I'm pretty excited about it, and as you can see, we haven't got much work done. It's all on my desk. Spending all of our time prepping the car, and it is a little bit of a worry to get the car prepped in time, but hopefully we get it all together. So that's all for now, and yeah, super excited about this. Super excited.